DeRico, aka Milk Dud Gaither, is on the block with Nick. Let's get at it then. So the first topic I want to talk about, I want to keep it to where it's all about passion.
No
And I
doubt.
know you are passionate about a couple of, teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to start off with Dallas. All right.
Okay.
And my question to you is this:
Mm-hmm.
Is Dak the answer?
Mm. Well, yeah, I'm a big time Cowboys fan. To answer your question, yes, Dak is the answer. Dak is the answer at quarterback. Because when you look across the scope of the NFL right now, there are only a few quarterbacks that you can say is, at that top tier level. So when you look at it, you're trying to break the thing down into tiers. So you got the top tier level quarterbacks, which is, of course, Tom Brady, right? You could throw Patrick
Time
Mahomes.
out. Time out.
Yeah.
Time out.
Yes, I said it. I said it.
Time out.
I know you hate it, but I said it. Yes.
We'll have that discussion later on down the line. Later on down the line about that guy.
For y'all who don't know, Nick hates Tom Brady because he is a big time Jets fan. But back to like I was saying, Brady is still the Mount Rushmore quarterbacks, right? Then when you look at it right now, you have right after Brady, you have the only other quarterback that you can say that's out there that's somewhat in that stratosphere will be Aaron Rodgers, whom I despise royally. Then after that, you have your next level of quarterbacks. You still have the Patrick Mahomes of the world, Lamar Jackson, and you have to put Dak in that, what I would call that one, I would say that second tier of quarterbacks, not necessarily a 1A, but a second tier. And Dak is right up there because you saw what happened last season when Dak was injured. How much the defense of Dallas played like crap. But look at, Dak was not that steady hand last year. And look at how bad Dallas played even after, he went down. So you look at it right now, yeah, Dak is in a little bit of a slump, but hey, Dallas is winning ball games. And they're winning it the way how you're supposed to win ball games. Defense first. So you win, you move on to the next week. Because in the playoffs, as they always say, yeah, defense wins championships. So, yeah, Dak is the right man for Dallas. He is definitely the quarterback for Dallas.
Okay. You don't think he need to be doing more after getting that huge contract? Oh.
Oh yeah, I mean he definitely needs to be doing more, but people keep making a lot of a big deal about Dak's contract this year. Yeah, Dak is going to make $75 million this year alone. But when you look at it, that's not Dak's base salary. He's not getting paid $75 million. That is a combination of signing bonuses, guaranteed money, plus a base, his base money for his contract and everything. So yeah, he's making a lot of money. But what else can you ask for right now from a quarterback who's sitting number one in his division? Yeah, okay, it's the NFC East, but Dallas is still number one in the division. And when you look at the current standings of the NFC, Dallas right now is currently, if I'm not mistaken, Dallas is the number 2 seed in the NFC right now. They only trail Green Bay. So, hey, they lost the head-to-head to Tampa Bay, but Dallas is still sitting there at the 2 seed right now. And you'll definitely take that as a Cowboys fan.
Well, I'll tell you, they don't have to worry about Tampa Bay. If I had to make a pick, I see New England in the Super Bowl.
Again, what?
New England.
And?
You want me to say Tampa Bay, but
I don't want you to say no Tampa Bay because, I want Dallas to be in the Super Bowl.
I see New England and Green Bay.
No, that's where we part ways.
New England versus Green Bay.
Nope, that's where we part ways. Because I am not. You know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers.
How can you not like Aaron Rodgers but like
because Aaron Rodgers is a piece of shit. It ain't no other way to say it. Aaron Rodgers is a piece of shit. He really is. Because the thing about Aaron Rodgers is this, and this is what pisses me off a lot about these athletes, right? These guys forget that a lot of the same stuff that they're demanding, right? They're a lot of stuff that they're demanding now, they did it to those that came before them. And I'm saying that when you look at all this drama that Aaron Rodgers caused, right, in the offseason, this is all Aaron Rodgers that caused this. It was nobody else. Aaron Rodgers said he didn't want to go back to Green Bay. Why? Because Green Bay drafted a quarterback without picking up the phone to talk to him and ask him how he felt about it. You do realize that ownership did not pick up the phone and ask Brett Favre how they felt about drafting Aaron Rodgers. Full of shit. So fuck him. Fuck Aaron Rodgers. Fuck him. Mm-hmm.
But since I got you at that energy level, I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You done got me. You done got me riled up.
I gotta bring up the Lakers, man.
Lord. Here we go.
What is going on with them, man? And please don't tell me Russell is the reason why.
Okay. So where do you want me to start with the Lakers? Where do you want me to start?
What is the issue? What is going on?
First things first, this is not a motherfucking real life version of NBA 2K, right? You just can't go out here and put together your little all-star squad and be like, hey, here y'all go, the NBA 2K real life version of the Los Angeles Lakers. I told, man, and for your viewers, man, who are listening and watching, Nick, we have our own internal God chat group. You know what I'm saying? And you remember, man, I sent out the text message the day when it happened, and I said this was a terrible trade, right? Because the Lakers did not need Russell Westbrook. They didn't need him, especially not at $91 million. They didn't need Russell Westbrook. 44 that he's making this year, and 47. He has a $47 million player option for next season. And you a damn fool if you think that Russell Westbrook gonna walk away from $47 fucking million, right? So then on top of that, so that's the trade was fucking horrible because the Lakers had a chance to get Buddy Hield. You know what I'm saying? The 3-point shooter from Sacramento. That's what the Lakers needed. They needed people that they could have out there on the wing so the floor can get stretched. You know what I'm saying? So LeBron can come in there, and I'm about to get ready to get on the other ones in just a minute. But LeBron can go down the lane and do what he needed to do. But no, Rob Pelinka, the GM, hey, we want to go after the big names. We want to go all in with the big names, okay? So then after that, you go down to Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel was the worst fucking head coach. It probably has been the worst fucking head coach to ever win an NBA championship. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you look at the Lakers bench, when the Lakers for your viewers out there, for y'all who don't know, I'm a diehard Lakers fan. I watch the Lakers, well, except for this year because I moved and I go to bed because I'm getting old now. But anyway, when you go back to that bubble year that the Lakers won the championship, you got to look at people like you got to look at the head coach and his whole staff, right? He had Jason Kidd as his top assistant. He had Lionel Hollins as his top assistant, right? People, you got to understand something. The Lakers players, they, right, had a better relationship with Jason Kidd and Lionel Hollins. They respected those two more than they did fucking Frank Vogel. So if Frank Vogel can't connect to the players going to walk past the head coach and you're going to go to the assistant because the assistant is going to get in your ear more than the head coach will. Because a lot of times the head coach is going to delegate, hey, go down there and go talk to him. Am I right?
But I hear you, but I can't say that's the reason why the Lakers are losing like they losing.
Oh, no, I'm getting more into it. I'm just painting the whole picture. So then Frank Vogel is in over his fucking head this year, right? So then now you talk about defense. If you go back and look at the box score of every Lakers regular season game that they have played this year, right? I am almost assured that between 95 to 100% of those games, the Lakers have one point in time given up 30 plus points in a quarter. You cannot do that in the NBA and expect to win. Their defensive rating is fucking horrible. They can't spread the floor. They can't shoot the basketball. right? And then let's talk about my man AD Glass Davis. Let's talk about old Glass AD right here.
Glass Joe.
Yes, sir. Like Anthony Davis, man, had us all fooled. Because see, when you play in a market like New Orleans, nobody watches the New Orleans Pelicans. So AD's getting his numbers up. He's doing whatever he needs to do, right? But then the year that they went to the playoffs, when AD went off in the playoffs, he had playoff Rondo with him, running the point guard position, right? The Pelicans had a nice little squad that year. But now AD has to get the fuck out of New Orleans. He has to go to the Lakers. He goes to the Lakers. They win a championship his first year. Granted, they had the bubble season that popped off. They got a chance to break, rest, recuperate, come back. They win a title. AD has not been the man since that time. He can't stay healthy, right? He's fragile as all hell. He's shooting a career low this year in percentages, and that tells you right there, AD can't handle the fucking pressure. And he's supposed to be the franchise player going forward. This is the time that LeBron's supposed to be sitting back, making business deals and shit on the side, watching his son play ball. But LeBron is number 3 in the NBA right now in fucking minutes played. That is fucking ridiculous. 19 years in, LeBron is number 3 in the NBA in minutes played. Meanwhile, old Unibrow over here, you know, he get out there on the floor, oh, my knee, oh, my groin, oh, my stomach. Motherfucker, you threw up doing a game and you had to sit down? Come on, man.
Hey, he might be on that Chad Ochocinco diet.
He might be on something.
Not eating nothing but straight McDonald's.
Yeah, man. This dude, man, this dude, it's a shame, man. So the Lakers are the team that, you know how they say that old saying go, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. Yes, the Lakers are a 500 ball club. I would expect the Lakers to finish the regular season at somewhere probably like 40 and 42, 39 and 43, and they may make the play-in game. But then if they make the play-in game, they're going to get blitzed by either goddamn Phoenix or Golden State. So they got to make a move. They got to break this shit up now while there is still time. The Lakers got 50 games left in the regular season. They got to break this shit up now. They got to make a move. They got to.
I don't think them making a move will change anything, man. I think the problem is they just lack defense. I mean, they don't play defense.
None.
They don't play any defense. So even if you switch some players out, the mentality of that team is, I'm just going to score, and they don't pick up no intensity level on the defensive side. Mm-hmm. The coach, in my opinion, he doesn't, coach.
Yeah,
he just puts the players out there.
Right.
Sometimes as a coach, you got to make those tough decisions and, sit people and play people who need to be played. Mm-hmm. And he just don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He just don't want to do it. I've seen, though, that he got that new kid in there, though, who I guess he kind of mirrors your boy, what's his name, Alex? He went to the
board. Oh, you're talking about Austin Reed. He's Caruso. In now that, he's the new Alex Caruso. Which was fucking horrible, by the way, that the Lakers let Caruso walk to Chicago.
That was a dumb move.
That was a dumb fucking decision. That's what I'm saying, man. But you think about it, the amount of money that Russell Westbrook is making this year alone, the Lakers could have signed Alex Caruso for that. They could have kept him. Alex Caruso loved to play defense. He loved being in LA. Hell, who wants to move from Los Angeles to Chicago? I mean, just off the weather alone. Why? Right? But
Chicago balling, though.
Yeah, Chicago balling, man, because they getting after it. The Lakers don't have another fucking first round pick until I think 2027. The fuck are we going to do? Just hope that somebody wants to come to LA.
I don't see how they fix it. I don't see how they fix it.
Oh, I see it.
The only way they do is by them, pulling up their shorts, tightening up their chin strap, so to speak, and just getting down and playing defense, man.
Yeah, they got to, man.
Because I see that they have a lot of talent, but they still old.
Yeah.
They still old, but
see, but being old, dog, that's the thing about it. When San Antonio won the title in 04, no, that wasn't 04. What was it, 09? Something like that. When they won the title against Cleveland, right? San Antonio was an old squad.
Yeah.
When they beat Cleveland. So the age ain't got nothing to do with it. But it's the coaching. And like you said with defense, defense is a want to, right? Because anybody can get in the motherfucking game and put the ball in the basket. But defense is effort, and you got to want to motherfucking play. You got to take it as a personal challenge that, okay, Nick, you in front of me with the ball. You will not fucking score. I'm gonna get more enjoyment out of holding your ass to a donut and getting this win than I will with me scoring 40, you scoring 50, and we lose by 20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just don't make any sense, man. And then, like, leaving last night, watching the Phoenix game. Phoenix was doing the exact same shit to the Lakers that they did in the playoffs. We're going to pound your ass on the inside. DeAndre Ayton had 11 in the first quarter. I think he went like 5 or 5, 4 or 5, something like that in the first quarter last night. This simple shit. We're going to run you to the high post, hit you at the free throw line. You just flash straight to the basket. We're going to get you the basketball. Phoenix don't run no complex ass fucking offense. You know what Chris Paul is going to do. He's either going to go to the left and come into the lane and hit you with the floater. He's going to go to the right and go to the free throw line and hit you with the mid-range. He's going to stand outside. He's going to stand outside behind the three-point line, occasionally shoot threes, or he's going to run a high screen and roll with DeAndre Ayton. God damn, how hard is that to defend? That's just like back in the day with Utah. Karl Malone and John Stockton. What did they do? They pick and rolled your ass to death. But motherfuckers act like they couldn't stop. Ridiculous. So, yeah, man. It's, hey, this is what the Lakers got. This is what they wanted. And so, yeah, good luck with that. Like, damn, come on, man. Golden State got one big on their fucking roster. James Wiseman. And Golden State is what, 26-6? Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Come on, man. It's a mess out there in LA,
Golden
dog.
State.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Doing this thing, though.
That's right. Because they hungry. And then here's the crazy thing about Golden State. Clay ain't even came back yet. When Clay come back, oh my goodness. They may win. They may like haul off and win 15, 20 fucking straight.
Clay looking a little chunky, though.
Of course. All the women, the mimosas.
He ain't looking like Zion, though.
Oh. Oh, don't get me started with your boy old Fat Man Scoop. Don't get me started with Fat Man Scoop. Don't do that. No, you know who Zion kind of looked like, man. Zion looks like what was it, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover? Which one? Yeah.
Come on, no, I know you ain't say that, man.
He do, man. He do. Which one was the heavy set when that was Dre, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's who Zion
man.
That's who Zion looked like.
Why you do the boy like that?
No, but Dre, man, like he embraced his heaviness. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you love him. Zion is just fat like a motherfucker because he can't stop eating. That's his problem. That is his problem. He don't care.
Down in New Orleans, man. Eating all that good food.
Yeah, them beignets, red beans, and rice, right? And then if I'm Zion's agent, man, I'm calling up Mountain Dew, and I'm like, hey, y'all, please stop showing the commercial where my client is sitting beside Zach LaVine on the couch. They playing 2K, and Zion eating and drinking his ass off. Y'all, please quit showing that.
Crazy.
And a good look, man.
I wonder how many crawfish he eat.
That dude, man.
Yep. He probably down there. He living it up, man.
Man, that's what I'm saying, man.
That's why his feet can't get right.
Yeah, feet, knees, all that shit.
Knees, all that.
That motherfucker about the size of Barkley right now.
Hey, I know Michael Jordan is pissed off.
Why is that?
Did any sign of Jordan?
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he is making Jordan Brand look bad. That is right. Yeah,
Don't nobody want no Jordans that's leaned over.
right. Yes, yeah, that's true, man. Yeah. They just lean over on one side and shit, like yeah. You got to look at them on the side, like, hey man, what type of oh, them Jordans? Oh my bad.
Those are new Jordans right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a shame, man. That's man, like that's ridiculous, man. He look like that type of motherfucker that be sitting on a training table with a dozen of Krispy Kreme donuts right there beside him. Like, so Zion, how your knee fit? Huh? Oh, it's all right. You know what I'm saying?
Breathing hard. Hey, be like, sit up, Zion. Be like,
yeah. Yeah, snoring while he awake and shit.
Yeah,
like, man, what's wrong with you, man?
Yeah. But so I'm gonna get your opinion on something too.
What's up, man?
So I was listening to the radio this morning,
mm-hmm.
and I heard they was talking about how some females, more particular Kim Fields, that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
She got upset because people were calling her auntie. So I'm thinking like, okay, what's wrong with that?
Mm-hmm.
I guess guys think differently, but they was like, auntie symbolizes them getting old. And I'm thinking, okay, well, when they talk about us, they be like, what up, Unc? Yo, what up, OG Unc? Or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a term of respect.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of trying to figure this out. Like, we've all also had discussions about, the way females think and the way men think are always totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Communication is always different.
Yes.
So I'm just trying to get your opinion and thoughts on that. Like,
well, I'm gonna say this, man. You never can try to tell somebody else that, like their way of interpreting things or, this and that is wrong because, hey, that's what life is based off of, interpretation, how you interpret things and all this and that. But I don't see nothing wrong with that because to me, that's like you said before, that's a sign of respect. You know what I'm saying? Because like, honestly, a lot of people don't know, like a lot of younger cats that are watching your show today and listening to your show. They don't even know who the hell Kim Fields is. Right? So it's like, and like a lot of people, a lot of younger viewers probably didn't know that Queen Latifah was the truth. You know what I'm saying? When, until BET recognized her with the Lifetime Achievement Award. They probably thought Queen Latifah's always been an actor. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I don't understand why we went from calling females actresses to actors. I don't understand that, but I still think that Queen Latifah's a great actress, and I don't mean no disrespect by that. You know what I'm saying? I think that she should be addressed as an actress, not as a actor, because when we go to a restaurant, if a male comes up to our table, he's considered the waiter. A female comes to our table, isn't she considered the waitress?
I guess it depends nowadays.
Yeah, so I'm lost with that. But yeah, man, so I don't see nothing wrong with her being called auntie, man. I mean, because when you look at it, like, it's probably a lot of people that calls Angela Bassett auntie because they're showing respect and giving that person their flowers while they're still here. Like when you look at one of our guys that we love, man, that we would love to meet face to face, and we're going to meet face to face, and he's going to be on your show in the near future. Shannon Sharp. We call him Unc. Right? Everybody calls Shannon Sharp Unc. It ain't no, you ain't being disrespectful to this man, because that term is like you said, it's a term of endearment, man. It's saying, hey, I respect you because of the groundwork you done did. You were OG in this game. I can sit down and listen to you put me on game and tell me what I should and shouldn't do and how I should navigate these waters. I mean, but here's one that confuses me. And I'm sorry to be jumping all over the place, for yourself and for the viewers and everything. But the thing is, she's upset. Why is it upsetting for women, and particularly black women, to be called auntie, but they don't have a problem being called bitch by another black woman? That's the part I don't get. See, me and my wife, we talked about that the other night, right? I don't understand that. Like, you hear so many black women call each other bitch. Well, bitch this, bitch that. Bitch, what you doing? Yada, yada, yada. But then if I walk up and I call that same said black woman a bitch, now all of a sudden, who the fuck you talking to? I ain't no bitch. Well, I'm sorry. I thought it was okay for me to say it because your homegirl just said it. So I thought that we was all in the bitch tree of trust here.
You bring up a good point.
Yeah.
But I have to bring it somewhere else with that, what you're saying. Okay. So same mindset, right? With the females.
Yep.
Let's talk about a people. Let's talk about us.
Yep. I got a feeling I know where you're going with this.
So white people probably think the same way, right?
Probably so. Yeah.
Like, why can't I say it? If you say it, why can't I say it? I'm not saying it's right. I'm just bringing up a topic of discussion.
No, you're absolutely right, because white people know that they can't say it, because if they do say it, they're gonna get their ass score drug. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and put it on out there. Motherfucker, you ain't don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Yeah, you may like Eminem and shit. You may like Outkast, Dr. Dre. Yeah, that's what's happening. But motherfucker, you ain't black, so don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying, because I'm guilty of using the N-word a lot. And I'm not afraid to admit that. Some people may say, "Oh, I ain't never used it." Oh, yeah, I can't say that because I'm guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? So I need to stop using it, to be honest with you. But that doesn't mean that it's right because I use it, and I'm not making no excuses for it. I'm just being straight up honest. I need to stop saying it. So no, it's not right for us to use that. That's just, and just like it's not right for us to address our women, particularly black women, man, as bitches. You know what I'm saying? Because, bruh, I'm married to a black woman, proud and strong, right? Been married to a black woman twice. This is my second marriage. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never called my wife the B word because I ain't crazy. You know, you know what I'm saying?
I think if you are at a point where you can call your wife that word,
yeah,
she don't need to be your wife.
She don't need to be my wife no more.
Yeah, because that means you got a level of hatred and disgust for that woman.
Exactly, because I don't want a motherfucker out there calling my daughter the B word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's
you may be thinking about it like this.
Yeah. But it ain't no, bro. We ain't doing that, because I like being able to sleep at night with both of my eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
wakes up, she got her hand underneath your nose.
Oh God, bro, because man, for y'all, and Nick, how your sister is over here, bro. She heavy-handed. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, me and Chantel went sparring one time, man, and Chantel heavy-handed, bro. She nice, she's very sweet. Boy, she okay. When you push her to that limit and she started to see red, because I done pushed her, but not to like the limit where she see red. Like, it started to go to amber, and then it's getting closer and closer to red. And I'd be like, all right, let me be easy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Let me be easy with that. You know what I'm saying? So,
So let's talk relationship.
Let's talk, man.
So everybody know relationships are hard, man.
Yep.
And it takes a level of compromise for a relationship to succeed and be successful on both sides. So let's talk about triggers. Okay. We know in an argument, techniques that we should use, but a lot of times we forget about them,
Mm-hmm.
especially in a heated debate or argument.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, from your eyes, right? What techniques have you used to be successful thus far?
Oh, as far as arguing,
As far as relationship skills. So
oh well, the thing for me, man, is it just constantly communication is definitely the key. You hear everybody talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Communication and trust is definitely the keys to any successful relationship. You know, in my first marriage, man, I got married when I was 21. Yeah, I got married when I was 21. Right. So, it was my first relationship, man. It was we were both young, then our daughter came along, what I mean, we was overseas and all this and that, yada yada yada. So it was a learning period for both of us. Now, as our relationship went on, we started to drift further and further apart. There was times that I felt like I wasn't appreciated in anything I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it ended up basically being the demise of our relationship. We ended up going our separate ways. We still very cordial, very, cool, everything now, whatever, this and that, yada, yada, yada. But then when I met my current wife, right, when Chantel came along, she was a burst of energy. She was something that I wasn't used to. Because when you've been with that first person, this and that, yada, 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 it's kind of like, I'm not gonna say that's kind of what you expect out of everybody, but that's what you have to like detrain yourself from how it was the first time around. You know what I'm saying? So now in this relationship here, man, it's just being open and not being able to be worried about walking around on fucking eggshells. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Chantel talk about everything, you know, and that's the key to any relationship. Because like even looking at my parents, man, my parents just celebrated their 45th wedding anniversary this past Saturday. And you met my parents. So it's a little hard, and I love my mom to death. It's a little hard to be married to my mama for 45 years. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's hard to be married to my father for 45 years because I'm a spitting image of my father. Because my mom and dad are both very strong-willed people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but they what they did was, they continue to talk to each other. They continue to communicate. They raised three hard-headed ass cheering, as they say, me, my brother, and my sister. So we didn't make the shit easier for them. You know what I'm saying? But to just answer your question, man, it's just the triggers though, is that communication, trust, you know what I'm saying? Because now I think the big thing, man, with a lot of people relationships now, you got a lot of people out there, man, that are just like they don't trust each other, and they are very what's the word I'm trying to think of? Um, oh my god. So like if my wife end up going, it's trust, but it's also um man, like I'm having a brain fart right now. But like if my wife go out to the club or some shit and I'm in a different state, I don't worry about. I'm not here think insecurity. That's what it is. You got a lot of insecure people. And so when my wife go out and she travels to different states, hell, my wife done went to different countries, man, with her friends. I'm not sitting up here saying, oh, she out trying to catch her another dude. She trying to catch another body. Or she trying to give it another female. I don't be thinking about that shit. I don't think about it at all because I'm very secure with mine. Because my wife understands we both did our vows. We both made a vow to each other. And to me, you can get over, I've always said you can get over anything in a relationship besides infidelity. You know what I'm saying? Because if you decide that you're going to cheat on somebody, you done already walked away. And I told my wife, I said, before I cheat on you, I will leave you before I cheat on you.
So let's talk about that
Mm-hmm.
infidelity.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at especially relationships from the past, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about people. Our parents, their
Mm-hmm.
parents, so on and
Yeah.
so forth, the
Yeah.
world. And I look at how the women, the majority of them stayed home while they
Mm-hmm.
were married, and the
Mm-hmm.
husband was out working, sometimes having families across town.
Yeah. Which
You know
still
what I mean?
happens. Which still happens today, by the
Which
way.
still happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
But somehow the women felt strong enough to stay home and, keep the family together.
Mm-hmm.
So when you said, can they get over it? I don't know if they got over it or if they just survived. And then we just go to this point now
Mm-hmm.
where, like you said, it's still happening, but I think females are more independent, more powerful, and more, willing to let a relationship go if they feel like they're not, being treated like they should be.
Which they should be doing.
Yeah.
Which they should be doing. Because see, the thing about it is, man, like again, that's when it goes back to that whole being a secure man and being a man, right? And being a woman about yours, right? So yeah, I understand, man, how we've all been taught the same thing. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your your ethnicity is, your race, your background. It don't matter none of that. We've all been taught the same thing that's been driven home to us since we was all little kids. A man is supposed to provide, right? And a woman is supposed to raise the kids, all this and that, yada yada yada. That's what we've been told. But you got a lot of guys out there now that can't handle it if their wives make more money than them. Why can't you handle that? Because if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a man, you want your wife to have everything that she has worked her ass off for. That's what you want. Even if you are married, if you are a man and you are a gay man and you're married to another man, you want your partner, your husband, to have more than what the fuck he's worked for. So if that means that your partner, your husband, your wife, you know what I'm saying, however you want to classify it now these days, because I'm confused by all of that, how we have these classifications with relationships. But the other person that you're in a relationship with, so like for us here, like Chantel here soon is going to be making more money than me. So why the fuck am I going to be sitting here with my lips poked out? Oh, I ain't shit because my wife make more money than me. No, that is her reaping the fruits of her labor. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what type of man am I to sit here and be upset because she's making more motherfucking money than me? That's honestly, that's some whole shit. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got dudes out here that feel that it's like, well, if they not in control of some shit, then like it's a woman's job to just sit her ass at home while I be out here in the streets doing me. And when I get home, she better have dinner on the stove. She better have, you know what I'm saying, the bed made, all this. Now, let me tell you how my mom and dad raised me. My mother raised me and my brother and my sister. She told us all, you are all going to know how to cook, clean, right? The simple basics that you need to do to survive. Because as two boys, you're not going to turn into two men that's going to be dependent upon some woman coming in to save your ass. And for my sister, it's the same thing. You ain't going to be dependent upon a man coming in and saving your ass. Yeah, I love a woman that makes her own. I do. You know what I'm saying? But also at the same time, again, it's got to be understood and the respect level has to be there. Now, you got some women out there who feel like, oh, well, if a motherfucker ain't making, six figures, it ain't shit that he can do for me. But if that dude is making six motherfucking figures, really, what can he do for you besides buy you Chanel bags and Birkin bags? Because see, then if he making all this money for you while you stand at home not doing nothing, and he keep giving you all this dough, at some point in time, You can mark my words on this. At some point in time, that man or woman is going to feel like, well, I'm in control of the situation. So that's why it's got to be respect on both sides from the beginning. And I can't stand when I hear women say and men say, well, I'm just staying in a relationship because of what? Well, because of the kids. Because I almost fell victim into that, man. I tried to get back with my ex because of our daughter. But then, you know, when you sit back and you think about it, because as you live and you learn, now you sit back and you think about it, I wouldn't have been no good if I would have went back to that relationship. I would have made the shit even worse. Because, yeah, I'm there in the house with my daughter every day. The love is there. But then me and her mom, we at each other's throats. So it's just a bad fucking environment. So it's just, to me, man, I think sometimes, man, you know, we make relationships harder than what they need to be. We really do. We make the shit harder than what they need to be. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's so much other shit that you got to deal with. Because when you come home, your home is your place of peace.
It should always be a place of peace.
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely. Because I don't need a motherfucker like Kevin Samuels trying to tell me as a man what the fuck I need to be doing for a woman. And that's another thing right there, right? I'm so sick and tired of these so-called fucking relationship gurus. How the fuck you gonna tell me what the hell I need to be doing in a relationship and you go home to yourself every day? What? Come on, man.
That's what I wanted to ask you about your boy Kev.
Yeah, like he missed me with that bullshit.
He be going hard at him.
Yeah, he be going hard, but it's like, Nick, shut up.
I think his problem is, at least my problem with him is, he has some valid points.
Okay.
I got to give it to him. He has valid points.
Mm-hmm.
But not all his points are valid.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
And the way he come across is like everything he's saying is good, is factual,
yes,
is good. But that's not the case.
That's not the fucking case. That's and then you got
case.
People locked in listening to this motherfucker like everything he said is the truth. So I need to go home and slap the shit out this bitch. Let's try. What, man? Are you crazy? Like, man, come on, dog. It's
he be talking to the women like,
bro.
And I think, at least for me, man, it's just like, I don't want to feel like I'm dominating a woman.
Right.
It's not no pleasure in that for me.
No.
Like, just like, I don't know if you saw Coming to America too.
Yeah, I did.
And then the girl was like, what you want me to do? Bark like a dog? And she barking on a leg, 1 foot barking. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Eddie Murphy, like, yo, this is not what I want.
That's not what you want, man.
You want a girl with some type of personality, opinion, someone who can have a good conversation with you, tell you when you're wrong, tell you when you're right, even though most of the time the women don't tell you when you're right.
Yeah, hell no. That's the biggest power struggle right there between men and women. Who won the argument?
Yeah, exactly. Who's right? Who's right or who's wrong?
No doubt.
That's what you really argue about.
Yeah,
no,
man.
I'm right about this. It could be the stupidest thing, man.
The dumbest shit.
The smallest, stupidest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who's right and who's wrong?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy, man, because like you said, man, like the thing about it is, if you got these self-proclaimed relationship gurus, you might as well already know, right, that they shit ain't right. Because, like, remember the dude, Derek Jackson? Right? But the fucking part about it was, he's out here telling people they need to be doing. But then when he gets on social media to tell the world that, he been sleeping around on his wife. Did you see like how his wife was like dressed in the shit? She looked like she ain't been outside since like 2017 and shit. You know what I'm saying? Bonnet on her head, glasses and shit. And he's sitting here looking like he just left from a photo shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, did y'all stage that too so somebody could feel sorry for your wife? You know what I mean? It's like, nigga, you out here in the car telling women, hey, you know, he ain't shit if he don't do this for you. But you smashing somebody on the side. And you actually got women out here saying, oh, well, Derek said you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Right? Because you ain't go to the mailbox and get the mail out the mailbox. Man, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They living off his every word.
Living off that shit, man. That's why it's like, man, fuck that, man. You just gotta goddamn like do the best you can in your relationship, man. Show respect to that woman because you know with our queens, man, black women, dog. You know, I don't really think people understand. You know, we always talk about how hard it is to be, you know, us as black men. We talk about how hard it is to be a black man, right? I don't really think people understand how hard it is to be a black woman. But dog, they got to get up in the morning time. They got to get dressed, right? They got to get themselves to look right, right? Then they got to turn around, give us a kiss, because we don't know if that's going to be the last time we're going to see them, right? Then they got to go outside. They got to drive to work. Then when they get to work, they get hit with bullshit as soon as they get the motherfucking work. And then the first time they have an opinion, right? What are they labeled as? Oh, y'all black women. Y'all loud. Y'all angry. Right? They got to deal with all that bullshit plus other shit that's going on. Like us calling, hey, babes, you know, like, why is this like furniture people here and shit? They deliver, you know, just simple shit throughout the day. Then they got to come home and repeat. And then when they come home, now they got to step out of one mode, survival fucking mode, right? That they've been in all day. Now they step out of survival mode. Then when they pull back up in the driveway, now they got to step back into mommy mode, wife mode, protector mode, caregiver mode. You know what I'm saying? They got to step into all that shit. Meanwhile, us as men, we on full tilt protector and provider motherfucking mode all day.
So you think, and I had a discussion with my brother-in-law about this.
Yeah.
And you brought up something that was good. So as the women go out into the world and
yes, sir.
Basically what you said, fend for themselves while they're out there, and they have to be or conduct themselves a certain way. They have to be more masculine, right?
Yes.
So as they come to the house, how do they check that masculinity at the door and then transition into that feminine wife that men are looking for?
Well, I think it takes a strong woman who's very comfortable with her in herself, of understanding like at the end of the motherfucking day, you are going to respect me as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not just gonna talk to me any type way, yada yada yada. So I know it's a little hard for some because especially for black women always gotta have their guards up all the fucking time. Because either they getting fucked over by black men, white men, right? Black women, white in general, period. You know what I'm saying? Then when they come home, then it is so much more that's needed of them. So I think to answer your question, the way how they turn it off, it helps having balance. And so if the home life is on point, it's easy to turn that shit off. Because now when you step away from that job, that 9 to 5, you know, for us in the military, 24 motherfucking hours a day, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. When you step away from that and you get in that car and you coming home, now you could pick up that phone and call, and then you could bend and be like, man, let me tell you what this motherfucker did, yada, yada, yada. You can get all that shit out. Because now you in the car. You can go to the gym. You can beat the hell out of a bag. You can get all that shit out. Then when you come to the crib, now you come into the crib, and that's when you're at your, I guess the best word to use is your vulnerable spot. Because now you open. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, My wife knows me. My husband knows me. You know what I'm saying? So I can be open and honest about every motherfucking thing I'm feeling. I can cry on my wife's shoulders. My wife can cry on my shoulders. But our wives can't cry when they out there motherfucking public while they at work. Because what? Motherfuckers try to perceive them as being weak. So yeah, so it's a hard line that women have to deal with. Just like it's a hard line. Well, let me say this: it's a hard line that black women have to deal with, just like it's a hard line that us as black men have to deal with. Because see, for both sides of the coin, we have to be somewhere extra early. We always have to, and you've heard me say this before, man. Being black in this country and being either a black man or a black woman, we always have to, you know, do doubly more, right? But get paid 3 times less.
Yeah, see, excuse me. And that's what kind of be aggravating me about like people like Candace Owen and them. We're talking about racism don't exist or yada yada yada. Want to try and get that bag for Fox real quick and turn on the people like your girl. What's the pretty girl name? Stacey Dash. And then once they use them up and throw them away, then they come back to us like, oh, you know, I didn't really mean it, or you know, I was going through something.
Yep.
But I really don't like that, because they put that narrative out there that racism don't exist, knowing that it does.
Right.
Knowing that, you know, black people are placed behind the 8 ball.
Hell yes.
99% of the time. Even the ones who get a leg up in life, right? They still face some type of racism.
Yes.
Even if they have the money, they still face it. You know what I mean? So that's what aggravates me, because we as black men have to go out here and deal with, let's just say, white America, right? And with rules that were in place to ensure, you know, certain things happen.
Yes.
A certain way.
Yes.
And, you know, when, let's just say, people say, well, why you can't be like this black person? They work their way to achieve this. They work to achieve that. If he can do it, anybody can do it. Okay, I hear that. And I agree to some point, but you also have to take into consideration, you know, a person's background. They still got to eat, man.
Still got to eat.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Lord.
So if your boy Johnny is in the hood and he a straight A student and he trying his best to work his way out the hood, and every time something is falling down on him, I can't fault him for saying, you know what, my mom rent is due. You know what I'm saying? If she get kicked out or evicted, where I'm gonna go, I don't have nobody else, so I'm gonna try and sling a little something until I can make it right here.
But see, man, it also goes back to now the community is no longer. I'm not gonna say that the community no longer exists, not the community, but the village. That the village no longer exists, but the village is deteriorating slowly. Because see, when we grew up, you heard the saying, "It takes a village to raise a child," right? Because I remember, you know, growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I cut up in school, the teachers, like if my grandmother would come pick me up from school, the teachers would tell my grandmother, right? I get slapped upside the head in the back of the car, like soon as my teachers done told my grandma, right? So then when I get to the crib, now my grandmama done told my aunts. They coming through the door. Why? There go another one. Now, by the time my mom and dad get off work to come pick us up from my grandmama's house, my grandmama done picked up the phone and done told my mom and dad what done happened. So now here come another ass whoop. Like, You know what I'm saying? So like you can't you just couldn't cut up out there and without the village not having to say so.
But
Now,
you know, the village also extended to, you know, family, friends,
oh for
and, you know,
sure.
other people in the community.
Hell
So
yes.
here's the problem though. Here's the
Uh-huh.
problem. So these kids nowadays, you tell on them, man, you don't know what they might do.
That's right.
Their
That's right.
mind is like somewhere else, man.
Mm-hmm.
They do not value life,
Mm-hmm.
even though, you know, you trying to look out for the youngin or the shorty or whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see it that way.
They don't see it that way,
They
man.
see it as, okay, this is a snitch, or,
Mm-hmm.
you know what, stay out of my business. I don't need your help, yada yada
Mm-hmm.
yada. And then
Mm-hmm.
next thing you know, you are either fighting or, you know, getting shot at, or
Yeah.
something crazy, because that's the
Yeah.
mindset of these young kids
Mm-hmm.
nowadays.
No,
And
it
I'm
is,
gonna
man.
bring it back to this too as
Yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So as we talk about, you know, the family structuring the community of, you know, the black culture.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a time, like you said, where you come through the house, you messed up, you know, you getting blasted by pretty much
Bruh,
everybody,
you ain't
right?
lying.
But nowadays it's more, okay, on a friendship tip. You know what I'm saying? So you may have a grandma or whatever they call them,
Mm-hmm.
who's, all right, let me go do TikTok with my grandbaby. Let me, you know, do this so they love me, instead of, okay, let me do this so, you know, I can ensure that they have a life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that they understand the balance, because somewhere along the line, everything got lost.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the parents don't have
Mm-hmm.
no rights to just jack them up like they used to do back in the day, because
Well, they do, and it's just that's when I say again, you got to go back to them real. You got to have that real old school mentality. Because see, my thing is, so with my daughter, she's 22. I would much rather go upside her head than the cops, because at least I know if I go upside her head, she's gonna live. The cops do it, there's no guarantee. You know what I'm saying?
so
Now,
let me ask you this though.
mm-hmm,
And the mentality is old school, right?
mm-hmm,
So I know Lex, and I know she would never do
right,
anything like this.
mm-hmm,
But you try to discipline your child, and then they're like, okay, if you hit me, I'm calling the cops.
and I
Or
would, I
you
will, I will invite her to.
and you hit me, so now I'm calling the cops, and the cops
Mm-hmm,
coming, and then you going to jail,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
right? So that's I see that's the world that we living in right now.
Yeah, it's been like that, but I don't have no problem with that.
Okay.
Because see, like if you're going to arrest me, right, that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. But just understand something as a father, you're not going to disrespect me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the issue that's going on with a lot of these kids these days, man. They walking around here like being disrespectful because when they get home, they can tell their so-called mamas that are, 32, right? And,
Mm-hmm.
and here they are, 17. They telling a 32-year-old mama, hey, well, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yada, yada, yada. And, that shit was cute when the 17-year-old was 3, right?
Yeah.
But then now they 17, and now the 32-year-old got a problem with it because the 32-year-old is on IG trying to snatch up somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with, if Lex decided she want to be disrespectful to me, she understands, she already know how it's going to go down. I will invite you to call the cops. Because then
Mm-hmm.
when they get here, I will be sitting out there at the door with my hands up. Here you go. Go ahead. You can put them on around. I'm going to walk right on outside. Because, see, I will much rather be the person that went up beside her head than y'all. Because, see,
Mm-hmm.
you already view me, you know what I'm saying? White America already views me as a threat every time when I step outside the door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
Because,
feel
see,
you.
like, if the white cops come over here and snatch up Lex, she may not even make it to the fucking precinct. They
Mm-hmm.
may take her to a little spot somewhere off the road, have a little fun with her, throw her out on the side of the road, this and that, yada, yada, yada. So you could call the cops on me for being a father that's not going to allow you to disrespect me. And see, that's what the difference is now. Yeah, society has dictated to us how we discipline our children. I'm not saying you got to walk around here with a lead pipe and slap the hell out your kids for wanting some Starbursts. Nah, man, I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? But also at the same time, you're not going to dictate to me and tell me how to discipline my child when you don't dictate and tell me, right, that I'm the one that's got to put, like society has nothing to say when I'm doing everything that in their eyes that I'm supposed to be doing, right? So society doesn't say anything to me when a roof is over their child's head, food is on the table, clothes on their back, right? Paying for their college education. You know what I'm saying? Staying involved. Society don't say nothing. I don't get a check in the mail every month that says from society to Dorico Gaither, great job this month. I don't get that. But then the first time when I discipline my child, society wants to open up its mouth and say, oh, you was wrong. How so? How so? How was I wrong? You know what I'm saying? How true? But society says nothing when the cops take it upon themselves to say, okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do something. We're going to pepper spray a young black girl that was riding her bike. We're going to take her and throw her in the back of a goddamn police cruiser and pepper spray her. Little child riding her bike because she so-called rode her bike through a crime scene. You know what I'm saying? So see, society don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, yeah.
So see,
that's man.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part about it. So no, man, I'm not gonna let society sit here and dictate to me and tell me how my child is supposed to talk to me. Because no, I'm still, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to my parents, right? I show my parents nothing but respect. Regardless if you believe in a higher power, you know, if our viewers out there, regardless if you believe in the higher power, if you read the Bible, this and that, I'm not trying to get all religious on people, but it is a passage in the Bible that says, honor thy mother and father, for your days shall be longer on the face of this earth. Right? Yeah. So that's the same thing for my child. I respect my parents because, see, my parents was the type of parents that I remember getting my ass whooped in school in the 3rd grade in front of my class.
See, I can't even imagine that happening right now.
That's what I'm saying. I remember those days.
I think it was Bernie Mac who said the joke, and he was, you know, 100% on point. Somebody parent coming, everybody looking around. The one person who parented is they act like they're doing work. Like, look at raising their hand,
Hey, Leonard and Patricia used to pull a pop up all the time. You know what I'm saying? They used to pull a pop up. I'd be like, God damn. You know what I'm saying?
It made us better, you know, individuals.
So enough.
You know, it made us better individuals.
Yeah.
Especially ones that, you know, respect the elders.
Yeah.
Talk to the elders correctly. Now it's just like these kids now, man, especially with their pants hanging off their butt like that.
I can't stand that shit, man.
Now I will say I used to sport a sag, but nothing like that, man.
Yeah, this shit is
sag was like okay, a little bit, off the waist.
Yeah,
they talking about, you know, they had their pants down to their knees,
right, and
have the nerve to have on dirty underwear.
That's what I'm saying, dog. It's like, man, y'all come on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's sad, man. But yeah, you know, the times always evolve. The world continues to turn in a very slow moving circle because that's what it is. But yeah, man, like these parents, they got to get a control. Because I'm gonna tell you a parent, man, that should have been nominated for Parent of the Year. I don't know if you remember back in, I want to say maybe it was like the 2014 timeframe, 2013, 2014 timeframe when the whole Freddie Gray situation happened in Baltimore. And you know, when they took the young man Freddie Gray, and I think he was disabled or something like that. He had a mental disability or something, and they threw him in the back of a vehicle, and he ended up dying. Right before he got to the to the precinct and all this and that. So they decided up there in Baltimore that they was gonna get out there, they was gonna start riding, they was gonna do all this and that. And it was on the news, man. This kid was out there, right? dude. You saw this black mama on national television, like walk, like bro, she came out there just like this, walking across the daggone camera. Man, she snatched that boy up and smacked him upside his head about 3-4 times. Wop, wop, wop. And he just turned around and he was walking away. She was right behind him, like right here. They had her ass on the news, both up, and asked her. I ain't lying. But as a matter of fact, you probably go look it up on YouTube, man. Had her ass on the news and asked both of them. They was like, so why did you? She was like, because you know why? Because my son knew better that he was not supposed to have been out there engaging in that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would much rather stop my son from that and he's still alive than let the police get involved. See, that was a real mama right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because see, that she had that look like she was at work. And
she
just, happened to be goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Just happened to be walking past the break room. Tisha. Oh, I know that. Is that Trey? Okay, I'll be right back. And drove out there, Trey. Huh? Shit.
Clocked out real quick.
Yes, sir. Called him.
Clock. I'll be back.
Called him. You know what I'm saying? And I bet her boss was like, Tisha, go on. You can have the rest of the day. You're going to get paid for the full day like you was. Matter of fact, Tisha, we're going to pay you overtime for what you did today. But that's what it is, man. And, you know, because, like, even with my wife, man, you know, like the way how my wife raised her children, man. And, you know, my wife is she's very patient. So she would talk, you know what I'm saying? You know, yada, yada, yada. Like she rarely went upside her kids' head. You know what I'm saying? But her children respect her and love her a million because they understand mom don't play that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying you got to always be sitting around here going up your kids' heads and whatnot, but your children need to understand, even as they get adults, it's just certain lines that I can't cross. When it comes to my parents and when it comes to like grandparents and elders and all this and that, yada, yada, yada. I just can't cross that. And it's unfortunate, man, that you didn't have a lot of these kids these days. They didn't get the opportunity to have that type of structure in the house because the streets raised them. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to ask yourself, even out there on the street, what are OGs at on the streets? The OGs that was like, hey, no, sir, you ain't, no, When you come in my house, you will wipe your feet at the fucking door. You know what I'm saying? You will not raise your, but you ain't going to be walking out my house slamming up. I wish my daughter would walk up out this house that I pay the mortgage on and slam one. It's only 2 people in this house that can slam a door in this house, and that's me and Mrs. Gator. Any fucking body else, we going to have a goddamn problem.
Yeah. I know. Wasn't no closed doors.
Hell no.
No slamming doors.
Bruh.
Nothing.
It wasn't none of that shit.
None of that. Yeah, man. We're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
So, again, it's a pleasure. We definitely
always,
do this
man.
Again.
Yes, sir. Always. Yeah.
And the Rico Milk the Gator.
Again, man, thank you for inviting me on, man. It's always love, bro. I appreciate you, man. You know that. You know you my brother from another mother, man. You know, people talk about that, but you truly know that you are my brother from another mother, man. You know that. So I appreciate you putting us on, man. You know, let me come on, be the first guest and everything. Man, y'all, and for all your readers, all your listeners and viewers out there, y'all go support Nik and his channel, man. Support it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to bring you that fresh content. He's going to give it to you 100%. You know what I'm saying? So much love to you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Merry Christmas to you. 2022 is going to be big things for you, man. You know that.
Yeah, 100%. Raw
yes,
and
sir.
Uncut.
Yes, sir.
Raw and uncut. But I just want you to share with the viewers, man, a story for me.
Which one?
I thought this was real funny, man, and I think that they would love it as well. Okay. It's a story about you, your grandfather, how he used to do, man. You told me that story after I lost my grandmother, and she raised me. I was raised by my grandmother.
Yeah,
And that was a story that made me laugh, man. So I just want
yeah,
the world to
yes.
hear it, because I think it's something you should share with the world.
So man, so for y'all to know, man, when my brother lost his grandmother, man, it hit home because I had the chance to meet Nick. Nick, you remember I had the chance to meet your grandmother. Your grandmother was a phenomenal woman, man. She was an angel, you know what I mean? And she embraced me with open arms and everything. I remember she told us both that day when we met her not to be out there in them streets cutting up. You know what I'm saying? So your grandmother was a phenomenal woman, man. But yeah, so my grandfather, man, Jesse James Wright. Yes, his black man named Jesse James, for y'all who don't know that. So my grandfather he stood like 6'4", and he weighed probably 112 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So like my grandfather, man, got kicked out of every nursing home that you can get kicked out of, because his relationship with his children, with my mom and my uncles and all that, was fucking horrible, and so, but he was like, and I love my grandfather to death, but honestly, he was the meanest person that you ever met in your life. So he would sit there and his voice was so deep, you know what I'm saying? So man, so me and my brother, he moved in with us, and so me and my brother had to watch him throughout the days that my parents was going to work. And so my grandfather, man, he would just he had this thing with, if anybody from the South, y'all know it's chewing tobacco, it's dip, and then it's this stuff called snuff, right? So snuff is like a mixture of chewing tobacco, and it's like the nastiest shit ever, but he used to put it in his mouth, and he ain't supposed to have it and everything. So man, we used to catch him, but my grandfather used to run away from the house, right? 6'4", 112 pounds, walking with a cane, and in a 3-piece wool suit, double knit slacks, right? And house shoes from in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Hot as hell, man, but he was mean as hell, man. So this one particular day, because my grandmother lived across the street from us. So this one particular day, man, my grandfather would just he would torment my mom. He would talk shit to my mom, man. My mom would cry. So my mom went over to my grandmother's house and told her what was happening. Now my grandmother, Miss Annie Mae Wright, God bless the dead, she stood about 5'3", right? And just the sweetest voice lady you ever met, man, just sweet as you can be. My grandmother came over there and knocked on that door one day, and she told him, now imagine y'all, for y'all at home and people that are listening, a 5'3" woman looking up to a 6'4" man, right? But she told him, she said, hey, Jesse, you better leave these children alone. Oh, Annie Mae, ain't nobody messing with them children. Go on somewhere. That's how my grandfather sounded, right? My grandmother reached up and grabbed my grandfather by his chin, right? And when she grabbed him, she gripped his chin, and my grandfather had dentures in his mouth. So my grandmother squeezed his chin so hard that the bottom set of dentures came popping out his mouth, and so did the top part of his dentures. So imagine, somebody being grabbed by their chin and both sets of their teeth are just sitting outside their mouth. So my grandmother, man, would just wiggle his chin back and forth, man. So it was crazy, man. But yeah, man, that was Jesse James Wright for you, though, man. Mean as hell, man. Mean as a son, bitch.
That's a story that's going to stick with me forever, man. It's going to be one of them days where you just, down and you just remember that, man. So I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
I could just picture that happening. Oh my God, that's just crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
But again, one love, man.
Yes, sir. Always, my brother.
Tell the family I said hello.
Y'all as well.
Send them much love.
Okay.